rocks the Xebec, showcasing a stronger Conqueror's Haki clash than even Whitebeard versus Roger. These two legends instead clash swords, creating one of the strongest Haki feats in One Piece. Their Conqueror's clash is reminiscent of Whitebeard versus Roger, both weapons not even touching each other, yet their force was so strong that it blew away everyone within a 5-kilometer radius. After their tips almost touched,
Whoa, hey.
Rocks acknowledges Harold's strength and wishes to know his name. The way these two faced each other, they are almost equal. Their relationship reminds me of Whitebeard and Roger, who would be the top tiers of the next era. Rocks tells Harold to angle his strike towards the castle because otherwise the Celestials will have their way and enslave the King of Elbaf, which is very confusing for Harold. Bro is naive towards the government. He doesn't know about Imu's control over the world. He believes that there is no king. Every 4 years, nations of the world come together and cooperate in ruling, and he wishes to join this system for the betterment of Elbaf. This is the contrast between Harold and Rocks, as Rocks knows the corruption the seas suffer from and just saw the devil with his own eyes. One wants to change the world diplomatically, while the other uses his force and the way of a pirate to get rid of the current system. The two team up to escape from Marie-Joie. Rocks tells Harold which direction Elbaf is, and this dude literally jumps off the red line like it's a staircase. What is this? How strong are these dudes? This isn't even the craziest feat in this entire chapter, okay? You know, everything I just mentioned, this is not even the craziest feat. It's coming. While the giant jumps, Rocks tags along, asking Harold to meet again and join forces. But joining with Rocks, a criminal who just murdered an admiral, would hurt Elbaf's new reputation, lessening the chances of the giants joining the world government, so the king declines. With this action, Rocks' infamy soared to new heights, where I believe that Rocks might have been the first billion-berry bounty man ever. As we know in the world of One Piece, bounty inflation is a thing. Just look at Dory and Broggy. They were worth 100 million 100 years ago, yet now both are near 2 billion. That's nearly a 20x increase. Pirates became even more prevalent, and their threat towards the islands and government increased mainly during the Great Pirate Era, ushered in by the Pirate King Goldie Roger and his reveal of the One Piece's existence. 56 years ago, 1 billion berry was likely unheard of. Even the giant warrior pirates weren't that infamous. Or perhaps Rocks' bounty after this incident was same as his son's first bounty after Marineford, 2,247,600,000. Either way, bro gets a bounty poster that looks very similar to Buggy. They even have the tongue out, the hand position. Come on, that's Buggy's bounty poster. This is even more evidence that Buggy is related to Rocks, okay? Most likely his second son, because look back during the Odin flashback in the anime. Buggy is called Jiro, which means second son. Come on. Oda can't make it even more clearer than like the hair, the face, the bounty poster. Come on, guys. Buggy is related to Rocks. He's Rocks' son.
We do not care.
Some time has passed since the Reverie, but Rocks has not stopped being a menace towards the government. He attacked a ship carrying a great amount of celestial tribute to Marie-Joie. This loot helped Rocks fund his pirate career initially, because, you know, man needs a ship and a crew to sail. This dude even destroyed the Gates of Justice solo. Look at this gate. Look at the size of this gate. That's a battleship in front of the gate. What? How do you destroy this? Could Rocks have ended the red line? What is this power? This is hands down, no contest, one of the strongest feats in One Piece, okay? I know I just said the previous page was the strongest feat, but come on. The Gates of Justice were destroyed by this dude. I better not see comments disagreeing with that, because you're just dumb if you disagree with that. And also, if you look at Rocks, since he's holding a sword, this is a Mihawk upscale. Furthermore, we learned that until meeting Imu, Rocks was only attacking government forces, but after, he would target pirates too. Not how you would imagine though. As instead of like 1v1s and pillaging other crews, it was a full-on Davy-back fight with Rocks. Pirate crews competed in a series of matches, wagering their flags or even their crewmates. He used Davy-back fights to recruit his entire entire crew. So Whitebeard, Shiki, Captain John, they were all gains from Davy back fight. If Harold and Elbaf join Rox's cause, they likely would have won against Emu and the government decades before Luffy was even born. I'ma be real here. If Harold and Elbaf join Rox's cause, they likely would have won against Emu and the government decades before Luffy was even born. I'ma be real here, because look at who is in Rox's crew. Shiki would be a rival to the Pirate King after God Valley, a Yonko level pirate. Miss Buckin would join Mads. Don Marlin was likely the father of Capone Gang Bitch. The man who could destroy the entire world, Edward Newgate, was in his crew. This dude single-handedly went up against the entire force of the Navy at 72 years old. Wang Shi, who is definitely related to Karibu, like just look at his tongue. To beat this guy, you had Kobe, Blackbeard, and Law fighting during the Rocky Port incident. A new face also is part of Rox's crew, Ganzui, who was a smuggler. These forces, alongside Harold, Jarul, Dory, Broggy, plus all the giants of Elbaf, like the odds for Rox winning against Emu is much higher with this. However, the members of Rock's pirates are quick to interject that they aren't following Rock. They are all out for themselves. They wouldn't care if Rock's dropped dead right now. It's mutual interests bringing them together. Rox, just like Blackbeard, seems to be a man with a plan, which all of these big shots agree is very appealing and lucrative. This plan 48 years ago consisted of the Rox pirates taking over Hachinosuke. The island countries all over the world send their worst inmates into exile. It was a barren land until just last year when a gold deposit was discovered. However, due to the strength of the criminals, it's tough for even the government to get close to the resources, so Rox made a deal with them to get paid for taking the island back. But the real plan is to first get paid by the government and instead take over the island for themselves, turning it into a pirate paradise, just like in the times of Davy Jones. This parallels Blackbeard making a deal with the government regarding Ace's capture and becoming a warlord, using the chaos to go to level 6 Impel Down and freeing the worst criminals of the world to fight alongside him, like father, like son. But it's deeper than that, as Rox says that this is just the prologue to his life. Using that island, he will crush the Navy and bring Marie-Joie crashing down. That's how he will become the king of the world. The word prologue is further evidence that Rox might not be dead. His plan is still in full swing, as Blackbeard, who has inherited a part of Rox, is bringing the plan back to fruition. If you want to learn more, watch the Rox D. Xebec entire life video. Yet even after hearing this plan, Harold isn't convinced. He says that Rox's enemies are way too big, as he is picking a fight with the whole planet. But Rox has a legendary comeback. There is no such thing as power that lasts forever. Harold joins Rox, they will be unstoppable. It might have not convinced Harold, but these words of Rox were salvation for Loki, just like Luffy was inspired by Shanks. Loki's salvation was Rox. He found a reason to keep on living. 4 years would pass of Rox begging Harold to join him, but each invitation declined. And then Xebec finally took over Full-Elite Island. The Rox pirates had become a different caliber of beast in the world, and One Piece is too good right now. Guys, go buy some Naruto posters. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.